right, so the video from yesterday, I'm having issues uploading it, so I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Again, what we are focused on here is getting this movement to spray insecticides for combating Zika. If you have the literature to prove me wrong, send it to me. But what I have found and continue to find is that the scale balances in favor of the insecticide being the poison. Now, that's not a there's no argument there. The insecticides, petroleum-based insecticides, primarily I'm talking about dibrom, is toxic. It causes microcephaly. It's known to cause, proven to cause microcephaly in guinea pigs, and other insecticides are proven to cause microcephaly, period, in a human fetus. So this is a big issue. Now I'm tying this in to other theories that the powers that be that control the international banking, which controls our Federal Reserve, which, again, folks, I continue to repeat this, there's nothing federal about your Federal Reserve in Washington. There's nothing federal about it. It's not a government agency, okay? It's not audited. Its chairman is not elected. The chairman is appointed. These are international bankers, okay, that control the United States government. That's important to know. If you don't understand that, you need to learn that. You need to understand that. It trickles all the way down to the insecticides being sprayed for the so-called Zika virus. Zika's been around since 1947. Zika comes from the name of the forest close to Lake Victoria in Uganda. All right? Connect the dots. They're not hard to connect. Concern yourself with what's happening in Denver. There's a nasty mural in the Denver airport of a what seems to be a green-clad soldier wearing a gas mask, holding a large sword, and I believe a machine gun with a swastika. Now, know that the swastika means good and evil. It depends on the way it's pointing. All right, the swastika that was assigned or aligned with the Nazi movement is representing evil, but if you flip it around, it's actually good. So that swastika symbol can mean both things, either good or evil. Just depends on the way it's facing you. And the other thing to look at is what's happening to the Walmarts. There's a discussion now that's gaining some momentum that the Walmarts are being converted into FEMA camps. So what is that? Is there any legitimacy to that? It's certainly something of curiosity, right? These folks in Texas that are filming from their cameras across the country, really, these Walmarts that are closing, it's causing a stir. Department of Homeland Security is moving into these Walmarts. What are they doing? Okay, I'm just asking questions. I'm just a Joe citizen, just like you, and I'm just asking questions. I'm in Miami, and we were sprayed with this nailid, and I listened to both sides, and I heard one side saying it was toxic. I heard the other side saying Zika was a threat. You have to kind of absorb the gas, the toxic gas, to combat Zika. I'm not finding that Zika is a threat. I'm finding that the insecticide is a threat. That's what I'm finding. And that's why I've teamed up and I support this campaign called StopSpraying.org. Go to it. All the research is there. All the literature is there. And then you start connecting the dots. Then you start understanding, oh, wait a second. Bankers control us. Bankers control the government. They've bought the government. 1913 Federal Reserve Act, Woodrow Wilson, Roosevelt's New Deal. Okay? You start understanding, you go back into history. Keep going back. Follow the train. Okay? Life didn't start when you were born. Life started way before that. And that's what I think individuals fail to remember. They kind of look at their own personal life history. They don't look at the overall history of the human race. Okay, life didn't start for me when I was born. Life started thousands and millions of years before that. But life as we know it in the West, okay, trace it back to the Greeks, trace it back to the Egyptians. Look at some of this stuff. Who financed the Civil War? All right, who financed the American Revolution? The United States got its independence from who? Okay, understand that the United States, from what I'm reading, is actually a legitimate corporation, United States Incorporated. Okay, and that's how the banks that control it and that fund its military know it. Okay, there's a difference between a natural man and a straw man. There's a difference between the way that you're seen through the eyes of the government versus how you're seen via flesh and bone as a child that was delivered through the waterways of your mother. Okay, literally, she gave birth to you just like a ship docks and births at a port. It's the same thing. Understand the terminology. Admiralty law, what is that? Understand that. You see a U.S. flag with the gold fringe on it? That's not a U.S. flag. That's a flag that adheres to admiralty law. Who controls admiralty law? Who wrote it? Okay, that's enough for me for today, because I don't think it'll upload if I keep going. But have a great day. Get doing something. Research, read. Have a great day, guys.